Bro, these people are like a cancer on YouTube. They need to be excised, okay? They're very, very bad people, okay? Who cares? Literally, who gives two f***s about any of this you stupid Me, these people drive me insane. This person's credibility is totally... It's gaped. Their credibility's been utterly gaped at this point.
For most women, it's only pink, pre-puberty, most certainly a choice. Exactly.
What? Wait! They're trying to insinuate he's some sort of... What the f... Bro, that is actually disgusting, bro. There's a guy called DankyJabo who does, like, commentary videos, right? Long story short, okay? And this person called louismcclung made an absolutely terrible video about them and was criticizing them for having some sort of... for following I'm Alex on Instagram, which is fucking stupid in the first place. And then they tried to craft this narrative that they were doing something tremendously wrong when they weren't really doing anything wrong at all, for making jokes and stuff like that. The absolute most absurd point that I could see of all was this idea that the term beef curtains has some sort of racist undertone. But the reality of it is, it doesn't. It just means it's just a crass way of referring to a vagina. That's it. So that was probably the most absurd point they tried to make. But broadly speaking, the video is absolutely terrible. louismcclung is a total dishonest wretch in how they went about making the video. And DankyJabo, as far as I can see, didn't do a single thing wrong. There was literally nothing that DankyJabo did wrong at all. You know, even the hypocrisy point was stupid, because they tried to make the point that because of the type of stuff that DankyJabo covers, it's kind of like bad that he didn't cover the I'm Alex stuff. But there was no trend in his videos that I could identify that would mean that there's some obligation. I mean, I don't think anyone's obligated to cover anything anyway. But if someone covered every single instance of abuse and they didn't cover the DankyJabo stuff, maybe you can make a point there. I think it's a bit stupid, but whatever. But yeah, there was no even hypocrisy or contradiction at all. This is becoming complicated. I don't think it is complicated. I think that's pretty simple to understand, to be honest. But in any case, I'm sure that DankyJabo's response is gonna explain it all if you don't understand. So, let's get into it. Let's see what DankyJabo had to say in response to this. I'm coming into this already siding with DankyJabo and thinking that he didn't do anything wrong. So I'm interested if there's anything that makes it worse for the other side. But let's find out.
I'm going to address this situation because it's all based on petty, baseless gossip and huge lies that frankly weren't worth responding to. But recently it's become so much bigger than I ever thought it would, so I figured I'd set the record straight. For the last few months, I've been the target of a harassment campaign from louismcclung and Katiclysm. They've been lying about me both privately and publicly and passing off huge false assumptions as fact when there is no evidence to support them. The two main claims that they make are that I'm a misogynist and that I'm supporting an abuser. In Lewis's video, he details all of the supposed allegations.
The accusations against DankyJabo, aka Jesse, go as follows. Lying to your audience, using hateful, derogatory speech towards women, silencing those who are against you, and lying to and manipulating your audience, those who hold you as sanctity, honestly.
All of these allegations are either lies or baseless assumptions based on nothing but pure conjecture. For those who are unaware, I used to edit for I'm Alex. Me and Alex were not friends during this period, and it was purely a business relationship. In fact, the last time that I ever spoke to the man was when I received my last payment from him 6 months ago. Despite this, louismcclung and Katiclysm have made it out as though me and Alex were, and continue to be, close friends, and that I'm...
So another point, I watched Creeman talk a bit about this, and he made a point that I really should have made and didn't really think about because I was more focused on where's the evidence that they were connected, right? I don't even think it matters if they were. Because this idea that someone does something terrible, all their friends have got to cut them off, like, what are you on about? And that's not how it works in the real world, right? Someone does something wrong, you hold your friend to account for that, and you maybe even stay by their side to see them through the bad thing they've done and to help them out. Do you know what I mean? It's like so bizarre to act like, well, no, you've got to cut this person off immediately. Like, no. Like, you might not like it, and that may affect your decision to interact or work or watch that person's content. But at the end of the day, I mean, if anything, if someone has done something wrong, it kind of makes sense that they have people around them to help see them right and move them forward in a sort of positive fashion, you know? So, yeah. Like Muta and Nux. Okay. 24-hour timeout for gay, stupid hypocrisy hunting when there is no hypocrisy whatsoever. I said multiple times when I was covering that stuff, if they had some sort of private interaction or relationship, I wouldn't care. But this is someone that's been propped up massively. Nux has been propped up massively by Mutahar in his content. It's not the same. Absolutely baseless, gay, stupid hypocrisy hunting. Next time it's a ban.
I'm even being mentored by him. Obviously, there is no evidence to support this because it's not true, so the two resort to grasping at straws, lying, and making things up to pass me off as an abuse apologist. One of the only pieces of evidence that they show are that our thumbnails are similar.
You can even tell the blatant mentoring through the exact same thumbnail design. They use the exact same thumbnail design. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just more proof that he mentored him or taught him his ways.
I mean, these are just YouTube thumbnails. It's ridiculous that these can be counted as any type of evidence that me and him have some sort of relationship.
Also, the other problem as well is, like, this guy wasn't participating in the bad behavior that I'm Alex did. I'm Alex was, you know, he wasn't there with I'm Alex talking about hitting this woman with a brick. Like, there's no participation on his side. Like, his biggest crime would be that he's got a connection to someone that's done something bad. It is like classic guilt by association because he himself has not participated in the acts in question, you know? So, yeah, it's just all round, it's a totally absurd criticism against this guy. And even if there was some sort of connection, I think you can ask about it, and that could affect how you decide to proceed with this individual. That's fine. But the way they asked about it was obviously very obnoxious as well. Okay, and it was like, but how do I make why are you still friends with an abuser?
Cybertaz became a
off
member.
An Instagram follow.
Cybertaz celebrates 1 month of membership. I miss when the only groomer you'd hear about was for your beard or naughty bits.
Okay, thank you very much for the membership.
And by the way, this is also a point made by both Katiclysm and an actual old friend of Alex and Jake Baz, who was previously featured on his channel before.
When Alex stopped posting because of everything that happened, Jesse then started posting very much in the style of Alex, with Alex's thumbnails, etc., etc.
Coincidentally, your thumbnails seems to be only since he's quit. Your thumbnails have started getting a lot more like Alex's, which is weird. Why would...
Bro, these people are all loser busybodies, man. Absolute fucking loser busybodies. Nothing meaningful. Just, oh, your thumbnails. Like that, bro. It's such cancer, dude.
Would you only just start doing that now, coincidentally, when he stops uploading?
Who cares? Literally, who cares about that? There's nothing there.
The point is that the very thumbnails on the streams that my thumbnails are being criticized on are the exact thumbnail style that somehow prove that Alex is mentoring me. And not only that, but Katiclysm still continues to use the very thumbnails that she's criticizing me for.
Oh my god, no way, I didn't even notice that. To be fair, I didn't take much look into this Katiclysm person. You know, I was more focused on the other individual. But this person sounds like a total loser busybody freak as well, to be honest with you. And dude, that is insane. Just utter insane hypocrisy. What the fuck?
To this day, by that logic, is she also being mentored by Alex? No, obviously not, because it's just a YouTube thumbnail. And like I said, I haven't spoken to Alex since my last payment from him. He has nothing.
So many thumbnails look the same from people. That's because if you want to pursue, like, there's a certain format that just works on YouTube. Right, that's the reality of it. And that's why thumbnails look all the same, because everyone is doing the same style, because that's what works to get maximum viewership.
To do with my channel. Another ridiculous piece of evidence that they use is that I still follow I'm Alex's Instagram account.
Also, what some people have noticed, which is what Katie alluded to in a video as well, is that DankyJabo is still following Alex. So,
dude, this is like extremely feminine behavior. You as a man should not be bothered about who is following who on social media. That is inherently feminine behavior. Why on earth would you give two fucks about who some dude follows on fucking Instagram? Come on, dude. I'm a little busybody and I've had a look at your followers, and would you believe it? I found a hecking problematic issue. You're following the wrong person.
True.
Fuck off, dude. Fucking loser, bro.
Earlier before the stream. So, DankyJabo is following Alex, and he's still...
Little fucking Randalls with their little flip paper thing out. Oh, I've noticed you've made a social error. You have followed the wrong person on Instagram. I'm making a note of that and putting it in my video. Oh my god, dude.
By Alex as well. So, they're still around each other. That's what I do know.
Apparently, and still now, Jesse followed and still follows I'm Alex.
Now, DankyJabo was still following Alex.
A follow could mean anything. It does not mean an endorsement. Katiclysm,
yes.
Your friend Alice still follows louismcclung on Instagram, who you've publicly called out on your channel before.
I'm just annoyed because why is the commentary scene full of absolute fucking morons? louismcclung, you're a fucking idiot. You're a creep. Get offline. I hate you, and you should not be online, you dirty scumbag. They just don't deserve platforms, do they? They don't. They fucking don't.
So does this mean that Alice and louismcclung are close friends and that she's endorsing everything that he's done?
Oh! Absolutely owned. Bro. These people, dude. Don't throw stones in glass houses. It's exactly that, isn't it? God, peep that fucking Katiclysm person. What a fucking dumb broad. What a, despicable dumb broad she is. Saying that bro, these people are like a fucking cancer on YouTube. They need to be excised, okay? They're very, very bad people, okay? Just to be clear. I'm not saying attack. Okay? But they are. They're total cancer, dude. They get so many views with their fucking bullshit commentary and takes, right? Just total bullshit takes. Completely hypocritical as well. Just totally hypocritical.
Done. I personally don't think so. The next piece of evidence they use is a DM that Katiclysm leaked of me making a joke.
And someone reached out to be like, hey, is there a reason you're still following an abuser? And many people will say this is petty, all right? Who cares about who's following who? But the reasoning they had more concern is because DankyJabo was previously I'm Alex's editor. So you can already...
Who cares? Literally gives two fucks about any of this shit, you stupid bitch! Fuck me, these people drive me insane. The most shallow, nonsense, nothing criticisms. It's like nothing's happened. That whole video that fucking louismcclung freak did, okay, was nothing happened, and then nothing happened, and then nothing happened. Anyway, this is why DankyJabo's a terrible person. It's like they're looking out for reasons to cancel people, right? Power-hungry freaks desperate to lord it over someone. Get fucked!
See, there's a little bit of concern to be had there. Without jumping to conclusions, there's some concern to be had. And DankyJabo basically...
No. That is you jumping to a conclusion. Because, no. This is such fucking cope. You are jumping to a conclusion by saying that, right? Because you're concluding an interpretation of what it means that they're following them. Because, exactly as DankyJabo just said, it can mean a multitude of things. You've got no idea why someone follows someone on social media.
Responded, taking the piss out of the situation as if it was nothing.
Because one of Alice's friends decided to reach out to him and ask why, if it was an accident.
They're trying to lynch this guy. They're trying to digitally lynch this poor fellow.
And to unfollow him, or if he just didn't know what was going on, which was unlikely, and is still unlikely, and is very impossible now. Is there any reason you still follow and work for an abusive piece of shit? They're talking about Alex, and there's nobody else they could be talking about. I'm so sorry, mate. I'm not doing an accent. I'm not, you can't, no. I'm sorry, man.
In all fairness, Chud, aren't all these guys in that space some flavor of homosexual, so by nature they are female coded?
That is very true. Thank you for the tip, appreciate it.
Hey, I'll unfollow the annoying orange right now. So you defend abusers. I'm Alex, and work for them. And that means they said it there. That means you can't ignore it. That means, yeah, maybe they could have meant something else. Maybe they could have meant the annoying orange. I don't know. I wasn't there. Maybe the annoying orange was an abusive prick. I wasn't part of the show. I don't know. But the response will baffle you. I would never defend or support the annoying orange. He gaslights all the fruit in the kitchen. How dare you accuse me of such a thing?
Now let's be clear here. It's very obvious that this person was not messaging me just to inquire, as Lewis states. This is a complete stranger who was getting hostile with me in my DMs off the bat, and I was honestly sick of people messaging me about my former boss, whom I have no involvement with. It's very egotistical and narcissistic to say that people have to take random adversarial DMs seriously, and that if they don't, that they're covert abusers.
Yes, exactly. God, this guy is spitting right now.
People aren't actually required to take you seriously seriously if you DM them out of the blue demanding answers despite you being a complete stranger. Now with that being said, obviously what I should have done is ignore it, and I'll admit it was wrong of me not to. But
Yes!
I made this joke.
Bro, this is tremendously fair. Yes, exactly. I was thinking of saying, well, you should just ignore that stuff. And he's saying it himself. That's based. This guy's all over it.
To mock the person for sending me this DM and to imply that it's any more than that is simply unfair.
How hard is
Yes.
it to just...
Bro, self-awareness, reflection. Yes. Yes. This guy is on the money. 100%. Absolutely on target. Based.
carry what you say in your videos into real life. And if DankyJabo, Jesse, had done that, he would not have replied being like, I would never, like, follow the annoying orange. Like, you would have just been like, yeah, maybe I should take abuse seriously considering my channel and my bills are built upon...
Oh my god, this dumb fucking bitch, bro. Oh, maybe I should take abuse seriously. I hope you get a you stupid fucking... Holy fuck, dude, these people are so obnoxious.
talking about abuse.
Fuck me, dude.
It's virtue signaling. It is. It is.
I made one joke about
Bro, it is insane. It is insane. The way they talk and the way they act. It's so disgusting to me. You know? The kind of sarcastic tone. Oh, maybe I should take abuse seriously. As if this guy doesn't care about abuse. The implication being that this guy doesn't take it seriously. The idea that this guy is like unconcerned or uncaring about abuse. Obviously, he likely has some concern about that. But you can't discern anything from a follow on Instagram, which is all this is based on. And then you also can't discern his joking response to some shitter asking why he follows him in an aggressive manner.
Annoying orange, and now you're trying to paint my entire channel out to be manipulative, disingenuous, and virtue signaling, and label me
FR became a member. Nikolai FR celebrates 1 month of membership. Who will dangle first? Joshua Ethan.
Thank you for the membership.
as a misogynist who defends and supports abuse.
Yeah, it's an easy follow. I'm confused on how so many of you are also confused. Alex is an abuser. DankyJabo...
Alex is an abuser. DankyJabo... But the way they talk is disgusting! How can anyone watch this bitch? It's fucking horrible to watch. I'm watching literal snippets of it and I feel sick to my stomach.
worked for him previously and is now defending him. It's really... I fear it's not that hard.
No, I am not, and I never have defended him. A follow on Instagram and a joke about the annoying orange do not count as a defense. You have no actual evidence of this claim because it's very obviously not true. Louis and Katie also tried to make it seem as though I was being willfully...
I think the other problem as well is like, I'm Alex has been roundly and repeatedly and broadly criticised from every possible angle. Myself included. I did a segment about it. I did a couple of streams, I think, about the I'm Alex stuff. And it's obviously horrendous and terrible. This guy has been criticised to the high heavens. And it's like, now, it's almost like you want to reinvigorate. It feels like, it does feel, you know, you get accused when you cover drama of being like a drama, you know, like a provoker, or what's the word people use? You're trying to stir drama. You know, you're trying to stir drama, right? This is stirring drama. This is actually what stirring drama is. Taking something where there's not a story and spinning it up into something because you want to tap back in to a topic that was successful on your channel a little while ago, right? You know, you're not just talking about the cards as they fall. You're trying to stack the deck with the things that you want to talk about, so you make a mountain out of a molehill to go at someone. You make a mountain out of a molehill to create a story when there isn't a story at all. You know? What is the story here? This guy follows someone on social media and responded sarcastically when someone aggressively messaged him about it. That's the story. And they've spun it up into this massive thing when there isn't a story there at all.
Manipulated by Alex.
This apparently made him feel as though he owed Alex some gratitude. If you ask me, that sounds like you're willingly let somebody manipulate you, but that might just be me.
A lot of people worked alongside Alex. Alex knew what he was doing to an extent. You have to give him that. People wanted Alex's help, and from what I've heard, Alex did help a lot of people, and people felt obliged to stick by him. And I do think this is definitely a form of manipulation, and I don't necessarily blame every single person.
Bro, this bitch is just waffling. She's just talking. She's got nothing to back any of this up. She's just saying a bunch of shit. And these people get tons of views as well. It's crazy. These people get so many views just waffling nothing into the camera for fucking hours and hours and hours. It's unbearable.
Who feels iffy about saying anything about Alex because they've helped him, but standing by somebody who has been outed as an abuser or who you know is an abuser just because Alex has done, for example, a little bit for you and helped your career, you're a scumbag, you're an enabler, and you don't genuinely believe in what you're talking about.
But how do I make money off depressed people?
Can't believe that these white creators tried to smear an innocent black man.
True.
Deplorable.
Thank you for the £5.
Example I have here is I received a screenshot from Alice, which was one of Alice's friends in contact with a content creator called DankyJabo.
I wasn't being exploited. I was working a job and being paid for my work. And it was in an industry that I've always wanted to be a part of, so I was grateful for the opportunity. I edited his YouTube videos and he paid me. I was
Yeah, oh my god, this is so true for Delta Force. Her audience is just white women gossipers. Look at the comment section under Relief Literature, it's so gay. Yeah, it's just a bunch of fucking dumb bitches that watch YouTube channels and are like, ooh, what's the, ooh, that's a lot of gossip. Oh, that's juicy, isn't it? Oh, they're the kinds of people that watch that other dumb bitch's video, that other stupid fucking despicable whore. What was her name? What was her fucking name? She made a video about scammer payback that was total bullshit, total nonsense. They gobble that up, right? Story, you know, scammer payback does nothing wrong. Well, the thing he did wrong was engaging with some BPD Indian freak, right? But nonetheless, doesn't really do anything meaningfully wrong. Savannah Marie puts out a video with absolute nothing bullshit, claiming that he's some sort of abusive, manipulative freak for doing nothing really wrong. And they gobble it up. Oh, scammer payback, cheating on his wife. I don't believe it. Oh my God. Dude. Bro. I hate it. I hate these people.
An employee. That was all that was happening. To try and paint it out as though there was something inherently corrupt going on here is just strange and inaccurate. I worked for him remotely. We never even met personally.
I tell you what as well, right? If they were more honest about it, right? If they were more honest about it, I probably wouldn't care as much. If they were just like, you know what, I am fucking milking this. I want to get a bit more I'm Alex content or something. I'd probably respect that a bit more. But they try and do this moral grandstanding about it, right? They do this gay moral grandstanding where they're like, well, you're following an abuser, and abusers are bad, and therefore you're bad for following the abuser, right? It's complete cancer.
He paid me, and we barely spoke. There was really nothing more interesting going on than that.
He's being a dickhead, a doofus, even kind of a, you know, intolerable cringe bastard, but that's fine, that's your right. The problem is that he makes almost only content, almost entirely, almost exclusively on content about either women being abused or abusive women. Like that's, if you scroll down in the past 6 months, that's it.
This is ridiculous to try and paint my channel in a way where I only cover abusive relationships. And then go on to show a screenshot where only one of the 16 videos shown is a...
Yes!
How do I make money?
Exactly.
They tried to kneel on me, but their weak feminine knees can't keep a black king down.
Thank you, DankyJabo. This is exactly it. They tried to paint the... It's just... I looked over this and I didn't know what all these stories were. But there's multiple ones where I'm like, well, that's not abuse. How can you frame that as like they're covering abuse? Even if that were the case, at best, at absolute best, you could say they were turning a blind eye to the situation. Which, sure, but again, like, is that really worth a fucking whole video about it? He didn't cover this particular topic. Like, it just seems so fucking empty and hollow, you know? Like, if DankyJabo had been asked about it or had come up and he'd have gone, I don't think I'm Alex really did anything wrong, or something like that. Then you've got something to work with. Then you've got some meat. Then you've got some, okay, well, he's actually defending I'm Alex, right? Then maybe you've got a story. Maybe you've got something to work with. But it's just stretching it out to act like he should have covered it when that's not even arguable at all based on this. And a terse response to an aggressive message and a follow on Instagram.
about an abusive relationship, and to show that video twice in the same screenshot to make it look more like I cover them exclusively is so blatantly manipulative and hypocritical when you're calling me out for being a manipulative hypocrite. Of the 42 commentary videos that I have made thus far, only 3 of them are about abusive relationships. So to claim that this is the only type of content that I make is just one of the many lies that have been levied against me. Louis and Katiclysm have also said on a live stream that I have talked openly about being taught by Alex.
Then you have to understand that abusive people are not those to coddle. They're not those to, you know, hold dear. They're people to, sure, talk with and understand, but not to forgive, not to work with and take advice from. Because
What? Is this person like a lefty or not? I don't know what their politics are. What about like rehabilitation? What about the idea that someone can do something wrong, learn from it and move forward? You know, I'm Alex is not the best example to make here because obviously, you know, he hasn't responded. He hasn't made a public statement. He seems to be in hiding. So he's behaved very, you know, lame about it. But the point is like, they're not just saying that about I'm Alex. Like if you were to say, I don't think I'm Alex should be supported because he's not responded to this and he's hiding away from it despite calling out others. Something like that probably is okay. But this is very broad. Like, what if someone does something wrong, what, they're never allowed to have a friend again? They're never allowed to work? Like, what do you mean? Like, you could be critical of them and you can say they've done something wrong and call them out for that. But that doesn't stay forever, surely. I mean, even if someone were to commit a crime, we have the tendency to think, well, you know, you've served your sentence, you've served your debt to society, and generally speaking, you're allowed to re-enter it and participate as you had before, you know?
Because
Crazy.
according to him, and in certain situations, he might still be taking tutelage from I'm Alex, which is a big issue.
What do you mean, according to me? When have I ever said anything that might even slightly suggest that I've been receiving tutelage from him? The answer is never, which is why neither Louis nor Katiclysm ever give any examples, because it's not true. I need to make it so incredibly clear. I have not spoken to this man since my last payment from him, which in and of itself was a completely standard business conversation, as he owed me money for the work that I had done on his channel. I genuinely have no idea what the two of them could be referring to here. He even says that me and Alex must be in contact because we have the same editing style.
Right?
Sure, that's probably
thumbnail design.
if
they have the same content design. They do the same editing technique.
That
It's
would
a
be
big
well,
problem.
well, the whole similar.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about this. Dude, I'd seen this had happened. But apparently Papa Gut spoke to this person. I actually maybe should have covered it when I did the video, but I think it was towards the end of the stream. But yeah, Papa Gut actually spoke to the person.
Content style that, I mean, that's how all these types of communities work in general. Like, there's usually a community and then everybody copies
Yeah, exactly. It's the similarity is likely because of dude. Like, why would you think, oh, they must be in contact because they're editing videos similar to them? Your first thought process would be, well, that's probably because they work together and maybe they learn from each other and you know, shared ideas each way. And that's why there's a similar style.
Same style.
Similar. It's almost the same.
Maybe it's because I was his fucking editor. Obviously, the edits are gonna be the same. I was the one doing both of them. We make commentary videos. None of us are exactly reinventing the wheel here.
The problem is
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, because he was editing for I'm Alex. So it makes sense. Yeah, of course. That makes even more sense, doesn't it? See, I didn't know if he was like, sometimes people have teams of editors, but if he was exclusively editing or he was editing only for I'm Alex, that was the only person he had, then his own videos are going to be the same. So it's good. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's even simpler. Yeah.
he's making this content, and then this is how he actually treats a case that he is involved with, involving the abuse of a woman. Do you not see the problem there?
The only reason I am now involved in this is because you are insisting that I know these people when I worked for Alex briefly and I didn't know Alice at all. If it wasn't for your input, then I still would have nothing to do with any of this. You've made this a problem by making things up to get mad at, and you've been doing that the whole
Okay, guys, we're coming towards the end of this goal. Got 10 minutes to do 5 super chats.
time. Katie even says this on her stream
Let's
as
get it done.
justification for why she had to confront me.
But there are still speculation that he and Alex may be working together behind the scenes.
The only reason this speculation exists now is because of you. There were no rumors about any of this before you started harassing me publicly.
Oh my god, dude, that's so funny. So they have created this So they've created the speculation which they then talk about. Oh, there's speculation that you have created. You have created the speculation.
Katiclysm was approached by Jessie not too long ago. I think it was also about 5 to 6 months ago when she was approached by Jessie. And Jessie wanted to talk with her, okay? They made similar content, they had similar sub counts, this is her words. And so he asked to call her, which if you ask me, calling people has a stigma around it for a reason. You can just text people, man. Bro, if there's no reason
this was just the thing with this video. There were so many points you could just dismiss out of hand. This idea that it's particularly weird to want to call someone, when it makes perfect sense that you want to call to clarify something, because then it's easy to do. And you can record calls anyway.
To call, like if it's not urgent or anything, there shouldn't be any reason.
If there's something inherently wrong with calls, then why do you want to do an interview with me like you state later on in your video?
Come on my show. Come on here. I will interview you unbiasedly.
True.
I will ask you questions. That is what I will do, okay? I'm offering you this proposition.
This is just such a reach. I messaged her because she followed me and we were at similar sizes. All I did was go, hey man, we should hop on a call sometime. For you to try and paint this out as something nefarious is incredibly disingenuous and manipulative.
He mansplained how to be a better YouTuber to Katiclysm for like 2.5 hours. And then, at the end of those 2 hours, apparently Katiclysm jumped on the opportunity to ask him why he said the annoying orange bullshit, into which he hung up, ran away, and unfollowed her.
I don't know what Katiclysm told you, but this is not what happened at all. The call was not 2.5 hours long. I have it right here. It was 40 minutes.
Oh. Let's go. Okay.
And you claim that at the end of the call I ran away when the screenshot was brought up. No, I explained exactly to Katiclysm what I've been explaining to you this video. That I edited for Alex, that I was grateful for the opportunity that he gave me, that we were never friends, and I haven't spoken to him in months. This part of the call was conveniently left out of her retelling of events, however. Now this would be a my word against your scenario, but there's actual evidence for this. When the call ended, Katiclysm messaged me saying this. Yo, thanks for calling, man, appreciate it. If you ever want to join call with us, feel free. Gives you a chance to talk to more people. Kiss. Do those sound like the words of somebody who just got abruptly hung up on? I personally don't think so.
Oh no, he's got the receipts too. He's got the receipts. Damn. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. louismcclung, your video is getting absolutely raped in the court here. What is happening?
Very concerned that these YouTubers have made videos on me based purely on gossip and baseless accusations with no evidence of how the conversations they
No credibility? louismcclung, no credibility?
Okay, that's wonderful.
Unlucky.
How do I make money off depressed people?
Sorry, but if Louis can shave that stash and put some makeup on, let's just say that you would have something to review.
Thank you for the super chat.
Went down actually went down. I didn't join Katie's call with her friends, and now they've all gone and made negative videos on me, which were not reflected by the messages that I was receiving at the time. At this point, she had unfollowed me on Instagram, and I just really did not think that it was a big deal at all. In my mind, if she had unfollowed me, it'd probably just be best if I had unfollowed her, just as I told her in the DMs that she ended up leaking.
Can we call?
It'd probably just be best if I had unfollowed her, just as I told.
You might be for not responding. I just generally got caught up. But to be honest, recently I found I just kind of want to do YouTube for myself and stay away from a lot of the drama side of things. Yeah. The unfollow thing. I mean, again, who unfollowed who first is like such a stupid thing anyway. Like this, it's so petty and dumb. Like who fucking cares about shit like that?
Told her in the DMs that she ended up leaking.
Can we call real quick? I know why you want to call. You don't want it to be in text message so that she can't screenshot it, so that she can't prove to the world that you might not do as you preach. You sly bastard. You thought you could just hide around being kind of a quirky, weird dude. You know, somebody you might just call because they don't like the text. No, 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 no. You don't want the chance of there being receipts out there. That's even more weird. That's even...
Bro, absolute crazy assertions.
Your standard-made new male feminist trying to cuddlefish his way into some woman's pants.
Thank you for the super chats. Dude, you could... It's such a stupid... You can record a call. You can record a call. Also, saying fucked up shit on a call can sometimes be worse than doing it in a text message too, because the tone and stuff like that. I mean, okay, what hit harder in the I'm Alex situation? Was it the messages or was it the call saying, I'm going to hit you in the head with a brick? Like, going on a call can work to your detriment if it gets recorded and you say bad stuff as well.
Even worse. Oh my God. That's That's even worse, dude. You can't just... I'm glad I pieced that together, because I don't think anybody's made that point yet. Yeah, Detective louismcclung.
You're right. Nobody has made this point before. Maybe because it's dog shit. It's very obvious that some people prefer calls because they're just quicker and more convenient. It's perfectly fine to ask for a call, as you have literally done in this video. You're using the fact that I tried to call someone as some sort of weird manipulation tactic, despite the fact that I later immediately agreed to text instead. It's just another one of your many...
When Bo Blacks looks in the mirror, he sees Louis. What is it? Is it Louis? Louis? Anyway, Aiden made that joke on his stream. The comedy genius that he is.
Baseless accusations.
Bro, I was trying to tell you that the screenshot of the annoying orange stuff, is you blatantly mocking abuse. And you came to me, out of all people who have which you clearly had, been on my channel, you'd realize I've been abused too.
I spoke to Katie because she followed me and we were at similar sizes, like I said. The fact that anyone may have been abused was not on my mind at all, because why would it be? It was just one YouTuber talking to another. I don't know why people think I'm involved in anything else. One joke about the annoying orange because I didn't want people bothering me has somehow turned into me defending an abuser and being I'm Alex's best friend.
Is that, yeah, that's a little stupid of you. You know, to come to somebody and be like, I know how to YouTube better than you. You should ask me questions and we should like call and stuff. Honestly, it sounds like he was trying to like flirt. I don't know. I don't want to assume or presume. He might have been
I've been in a relationship now for 2 years. My girlfriend was literally in the room with me as I was on call with Katie, who is also in a relationship.
Bro, there was literally nothing in those messages to suggest that at all. There was nothing. There is not even like a flirtatious tone. It was like there was nothing. It's a massive reach to act like there was some sort of sexual or romantic or flirtatious tone in those messages.
To tell your audience that I might have been trying to flirt with Katiclysm based on absolutely fucking nothing is so deeply inappropriate that I can barely believe you thought this would be a good idea to put in your video. Not only is it obviously completely false, but much like everything else in this video, it's based on nothing but your own ignorant and uneducated assumptions. I'm very confused as to why the two of you are acting as though you know me personally. We were never friends, I don't know you, and you definitely don't know me. I keep my relationships and my private life as private as I possibly can, and I'm now having to divulge information because of stupid assertions like how I was trying to flirt with Katiclysm. Does Louis not understand that it is possible for a man and a woman to interact with each other with no flirting being involved at all?
But if you can't handle the conversation of abuse with some class and decency and some kind of nuance, then you shouldn't be allowed to do it.
What conversation? What conversation? Someone aggressively messing about following someone. It wasn't even about the abuse.
The reason that these topics do well is because they are interesting and intricate and require nuance. They require an ability to understand it and put yourself in the shoes of the people who suffer and the people who do it. And if you can't do that, you know, when somebody approaches you, you can't even just ignore them. You just make stupid jokes mocking the gaslighting and abuse of a random woman who you might have known or might have not known. Either way, it's fucking weird. I think he did know her. That's the worst part, okay? That's the dumbest part.
Again, I don't know what Katie was telling you, but me and Alice have never even exchanged a word with each other. Just like the idea that I'm flirting with Katie, this is yet another...
Oh my god. Thank you for the $2. Yo, let's go. We love hitting goals. Dude, we did it. Right on time. Thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, there was like, yeah, I don't think there's nothing about that up in the first place. And then he's confirming here, or claiming, I guess. He's not showing us anything, but I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? It's like, prove to me you've never spoken to this person. I mean, I'm going to take his word for it. Unless there's some other evidence otherwise that he has, I'm going to have to take his word for it, you know? But, I mean, yeah. It's like they're just saying, oh, he knew Alex. You don't even fucking know anything about that. And you're just saying it in your video.
That's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
Hey, it's Lissy became a member.
Thank you. Hey, it's Lissy for the membership.
A baseless and untrue accusation with the sole purpose of painting me out to look...
Don't worry, guys. I'm not going to scam you. I'll do another goal right now. Okay? Don't worry, guys. No one's getting scammed on my chat. Another goal is coming right up. Let's go.
Look as bad as possible. It's very ironic when you just made the claim that I am unable to handle topics with class, nuance, and decency.
Deleting all the messages too.
Gay. Thank you, Hey Downs, for the $2.
Oh, that's how you, oh, you fucked up there, buddy. Oh, that was stupid. saying that and doing that, we have images here of proof that he started deleting messages so that it was harder to read and whatever. Oh, that hurts my head. Okay, I don't understand how you can act this way and then literally type out, yeah, I'm gonna delete this now, mate.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna delete all these now.
I'm gonna stop doing that. I actually didn't want to do it, but now it's growing on me, okay? But you deleting the messages means you understand that people seeing this would ruin your reputation. People seeing this would understand that maybe you don't deserve to be talking about these situations. You have no right, some would say.
I deleted...
You have no right. What? What? Very presumptuous to think you got any say over what someone else does to this level.
The messages because people seem to leak messages all the time, and I did not want to be involved in any petty drama. It was not a malicious move, else I wouldn't have warned Katiclysm that I was about to delete them. Obviously that didn't work, as Katie was screenshotting the conversation in real time, because the purpose of this all, from the beginning, was to entrap me. They have run with a bunch of complete fiction to make it seem as though that I am involved in something that I have no part in.
I mean, yeah, I think it's totally fair. I mean, he's correct. I mean, look, it's exactly what happened. The thing he wanted to try and avoid happened because they were screenshotting in real time. But yes, he was right to be concerned because that's exactly what they were trying to do.
The point where they are fabricating that I was flirting with Katiclysm and may have known Alice when we never interacted.
But there are a bunch of clips from his actual literal videos, past or new, that he says just some fucking weird things in. Like this one from Madagascar 2, I think. Sorry, I never saw that one. I just watched 1 and 3 because those movies are infinitely better.
Speaking of whoring out, Gloria from Madagascar is an annoying whore, whose lines consist only of men and ogling men and having sex with men.
Oh my God, you can't just suppress your hate for women for 1 second? You can't do that. Hold on. So let me get this straight. Being a woman and then thinking about only men, let's say there is somebody who does that, makes you a whore? Huh? Who made that decision? Hey, who made that rule? Hey, who made that rule? Who made that like a normal thing that we all agree with? Oh, that's right, nobody did. That's just a weird fucking thing to say.
Not only did I not say that at all, but to claim that I hate women because of something I said jokingly about a cartoon hippo 3 years ago is ridiculous.
Or maybe this one about Lola Bunny. Just hold on.
Yes.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
The funny thing is, if Alex hadn't been an abuser, these people would be the ones to support him.
Very true. Very true. Yes. Thank you for the $5. Guys, I'm gonna dip in. I'm gonna dip into any Bo Black stuff that pops up that's particularly funny as it comes through. This is quite funny, dude. So Augie messaged Nick and said, "Nick, code red, emergency, call now." Oh my God, that's so funny. Oh. Last night, Augie called me in a screaming panic and nothing encapsulates my face, quite like Hank in this video. I was not prepared to see pubes and shit. I was not warned. Bro, that was Nicholas's face. Oh dear. I mean, yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it? DEFCON 10. We're in a DEFCON 10 situation. Broken arrow, broken gok, broken gok.
Just wait till the end of the clip. Just wait. Just give it a second.
Her design is interesting to look at and is animated very impressively in the original Space Jam, especially for the time. And whilst her character at its core is a simple love interest, at least she had a character. In the god-awful sequel, she looks like shit. And I'm not talking about her tits being smaller. I mean, her design as a whole is horrendously ugly and boring to look at.
Her what? Ah! Oh, God! Sorry, I had to, you know, get that out. You understand. Why must you feel as though you have to make these remarks?
This comment was made in response to the weird online discourse that they had nerfed Lola Bunny in Space Jam 2. I was talking about how my criticism for the character went beyond stupid shit like her just being nerfed. Once again, though, for somebody who talks about nuance, it's incredibly ironic that your evidence for me being a virtue signaler who hates women is something I said about a cartoon rabbit 3 years ago.
And I'm not talking about her tits being smaller.
Her what? Ah!
I said the word tits in an old video. Can we be fucking adults here? Like, what are we actually doing? Why is this in your video?
Okay.
True. Dude, it is like obviously a comedic commentary on it. It's not meant to be like what are you supposed to discern from that? It's like nothing. It's like nothing. It's like a nothing clip. and they're like overly freaking out about it.
And these are all, I think, pre him becoming a drama commentary YouTuber. And I think these videos have since been deleted because, ooh, now 100,000 plus people are going to see you say this stuff.
He then goes on to say that I deleted those videos, which is once again another lie that can easily be checked just by looking at my channel. The videos are still up because there's nothing wrong with them.
Oh no! So they just made that up. That's insane. Dude, that's... It's a stupid point, and then you've gotten it wrong as well. Oh my god, dude.
Okay, that's
wonderful. Rough. That is rough.
How do I make money off depressed people?
David became a member.
Thank you for the membership. I mean, that paints it as like totally malicious. Like how, you know, to not check. At best you're negligent, at worst you're being outright malicious.
Than the fact that they're old and badly made, I guess.
Can't have that. That's not good. But more recently, do you know what he said?
Mannerisms, he's so sassy. To all the girls watching this who like sassy men, if this doesn't get your beef curtains in a twist, then I don't know what will.
So you make so many unsubstantiated claims. I don't think I make something like that. I wouldn't say if I thought someone had deleted a video, I would normally say I think they've deleted it unless I knew for sure. And then normally I'd go and check live to make sure before I state it. Or I'd even say they've either deleted or privated it, because sometimes they might have privated it. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't think I ever, like, I'll make assertions, or, you know, I'll say, oh, I think this based on this, and kind of lay out my thought process or something. But I tend not to say, if there's something which is like a matter of fact, right? I don't feel like I say, oh, this is what's happened without question. And that's what they did in the video. Like, they said that they deleted the video. And also, I would say that there's at least some aspect of being live. Like, you've got to accept that someone's live, so they might say something that isn't exactly correct, as long as you correct the record or whatever. But this is an edited video. Like, they could have gone and checked, and then seen the videos were there, and gone, oh, I better not include that part, because that's not true, actually. But they didn't. They still included it.
So, I've been informed that that phrase is a derogatory one rooted in racism and misogyny.
This was a point that was also made by Katiclysm in her stream about me.
When people insult...
Yes, we saw this, didn't we? It's like Katiclysm made the claim, and then this Louismcclung retard just repeated it without even looking into it or checking. What source is there that says beef curtains is racially based? It's just not. There's not rooted in any racist thought.
Women,
process.
by saying their genitals look like roast beef, you're basically saying that the colour of their genitals isn't the colour that it is in porn. It hasn't been bleached, which is insulting to so many women, because the only women that are likely to have that colour vagina are most likely going to be women of colour. It just doesn't really make any sense. The only women that aren't going to have pigment on their are white women.
With all due respect, I was raised in Egypt and now live in Scotland. Having spent my whole life as a man of colour, I do not need louismcclung and Katiclysm to explain what racism is to me.
True.
What you've both done here is take very obvious jokes out of context, and you're deliberately spinning them in bad faith, even going so far as to allege that I'm a racist and that I hate women. Once again, none of you know anything about me, and I have no idea why you thought this would be remotely appropriate.
But it's just giving misogyny.
It's giving misogyny, dude. Didn't I said this last time when I watched it about the abuse thing? There's a clip of it somewhere. Oh god, it just rubs you up the wrong way, doesn't it? That would be a short, harsh slap across the face, as far as I'm concerned, if that was in real life with a woman, you know?
Women already have so much pressure on them to have their bodies, you know, live up to the societies of corn, and the beauty standard is insane. When people insult women by saying their genitals look like roast beef...
Was I insulting women by saying that their genitals look like roast beef, or was I ultimately just making a quip that meant nothing? The two even go as far as to assert that I have a pornography addiction.
It's giving porn addict, because...
What? I didn't see this, but dude, I wish I'd watched this person's video now, because it sounds crazy, but it was like an hour and 20 minutes long or something like that. It was quite long.
Okay,
porn addict.
But how do I
what?
Make money off depressed
Beef
people?
got what? There you go, the super chats. How are you getting that from beef curtains? That's crazy.
A lot of society expectations on women now is insane. Like the way you're like meant to love.
Oh, it's Nicholas in chat. How's it going, Nicholas? Yeah, pretty crazy stuff going on. So, someone tell me Cock Blacks isn't real. Cock Blacks is real. And also the root of it. I mean, Queeman, do you know what? This is literally the small domino to big domino, right? Because Queeman putting this out on Twitter led to a series of events which has then led to this happening. So actually it's Queeman's... If you want to be mad at someone for having seen Bo Blacks' penis, be mad at Queeman, okay?
Is really based off of pornography. And when you refer to women's genitals like that, it's usually an attempt to insult women.
But the only way you would hear this phrase is apparently through pornography or adult media or anything sexualizing women. Because I, personally, haven't actually heard that.
Oh, so that's what... So basically, dude, so this God. Dude. So they're just repeating what the other person said. They're just repeating what they said. They're not actually looking at it themselves. This person's credibility is totally raped. Beyond all fucking, you know... It's gaped. Their credibility's been utterly gaped at this point. They're just repeating what someone else said. Without stating that they're doing that. And acting like they've looked into it in some way.
That terminology ever, okay? I have never heard those words used to describe female genitalia. And apparently that was the point. What? Dude, you can't... You are indirectly and directly showing us the kind of person you are.
Again, like I said, it's used to insult women and insult the appearance of women's genitals in comparison to porn. Like, tell me you've got a problem without telling me.
How on earth could you possibly know this? All I did was use the term beef curtains. I don't understand how it's been spun to this level. To be completely honest with you all, this is not something I've ever wanted to talk about on my channel, as I've already mentioned that I like to keep my private life private, but I am literally asexual. So the claims that I'm flirting with Katiclysm, that I have a pornography...
Okay, dude. Right, okay. I'm gonna have to classify that as a woke L, unfortunately.
Addiction, that I must engage in incel groups or whatever Lewis meant by this comment.
Or a mindset, or being in these spheres online, or having possibly in the past been in these spheres. It adds to this idea that he might have or still be in the mindset of somebody who is misogynistic, whether it's on purpose or not.
Is all so insulting and untrue. All of these videos are based on tearing me down based on nothing but pure assumptions.
And is it...
How is it anytime someone is accused of sexual impropriety they're asexual? I mean, it's tough because I really like this response. I just hate the asexual stuff. But look, to be fair, I think that it's like, what he's trying to state there is he doesn't have like a sort of sexual attraction in the way that maybe we do or something like that, right? You know, he's obviously, I think that's overkill. You don't need to go to that level. The claim is absurd in and of itself. How can you have a girlfriend and be asexual? Because the idea is that... I'm not... Okay. Let's not get sidetracked with the asexual conversation. That is the trap. That is the fucking trap, okay? I don't like that. I don't think you need to go to that level. I think you can dismiss it out of hand. I don't think it's necessary to talk about that sort of thing. But, you know, he decided to do it. That's the only L so far. Everything else is all on his side.
Pink reference while talking about Smart Schoolboy 9 is a choice when... For most women, it's only pink pre-puberty, most certainly a choice. Exactly.
Thank you very much. Wait, what was that comment? Thank you for the $2.
These videos are based on tearing me down based on nothing but pure assumptions.
And is it pink reference while talking about Smart Schoolboy 9 is a choice when... For most women, it's only pink pre-puberty, most certainly a choice. Exactly.
What? Wait! They're trying to insinuate he's some sort of pedo? What the fuck, bro? That is actually fucking disgusting, bro. That is actually, like, slanderous. That is, like, defamatory. What the actual fuck, dude? All he said was beef curtains. And they're trying to insinuate that he's some... Dude, that is honestly fucking despicable shit, dude.
Not only did I never even say anything about anything being pink, but Katie is now just insinuating that I was somehow referencing anything to do with pedophilia or underage girls, which is incredibly insulting, obviously incorrect, and seriously damaging. And what's worse is that in Lewis's video where I'm criticized for being a misogynist who hates women.
But how do I make money off depressed people?
Chud, I am going to throw petrol on the fire. Who are these two whites trying to cancel a person of color? Burn them to the stake. These two whites are very racist.
Thank you for the 333. That is like, honestly, that is shocking. It's tricky because at the time it didn't make sense to watch another long video about it, but that person's video sounds fucking deranged. We'll obviously get to it. In fact, if someone could put it in the Discord, because I don't have it to hand, but I think that person, Katiclysm, whatever the fuck their name is, I think they put out a community post having taken the video down, and they basically just like accepted the massive L somewhat, but I think we're still a bit defensive. Dude, that is like a disgrace. Bro. Insinuating this guy's a pedo because he said beef curtains in a joke. Holy fuck, dude.
For 3 meaningless jokes, 2 of which were 3 years ago, Lewis makes this joke.
That sounds like you're willingly let somebody manipulate you, but that might just be me. Oh, you gave me my career, but you're going to exploit me for something because of it? Yes, because you owe me. Every woman in Hollywood ever.
So me saying the word tits 3 years ago means that I hate women.
Bro. They're trying to this is a digital lynch attempt. They're trying to digitally lynch him. Even go like that is a classic. You know, saying the black man was looking at the young white girl the wrong way. Do you know what I mean? Like, bro, it's a digital lynching attempt. Right? Even to the point where they're making false allegations of him perving after, you know, young white girls. Fucking hell.
But you're allowed to make a joke about all women in Hollywood allowing themselves to be willfully manipulated. This is an infinitely more misogynistic and offensive thing to say than anything that the two of you ever accuse me of. But I'm not going to do what you did and call you a misogynist, because it was clearly a joke. Here is another bit of apparent evidence for my hatred of women from the Papa Gut stream.
A lack of nuance. Apparently in one of his videos, he said that a woman cannot be beautiful if she is a mother. Apparently that's what he said.
Here's the clip of this joke that they're talking about for everyone wondering. Hey, says Santos. What's good, says Brianna Olsen. I'm sure this is some riveting conversation here. For everyone still in school who thinks that adults just grow this magical power to be more social or more extroverted, I don't know, maybe I've just not had that patch delivered to me yet, but I mean, it seems as though it's wrong based on this alone. To be fair, one of them is an actual child, and this is how year 8s flirt. This is like their sexy talk, I guess. Except Brianna Olsen is a mother, so there's nothing sexy about it. It's very obvious to everybody watching the video that I was not saying mothers could not be attractive, but was in fact making fun of this one in particular for bragging about flirting with a 19-year-old boy. And what's worse is that Lewis goes on to admit that he's never even seen the clip.
I'm paraphrasing, I don't remember exactly what he said.
Did you see him say it?
Yeah, I saw that.
I have not watched the video yet.
So I guess this explains why he's so uneducated about everything he talks about. Because he doesn't bother educating himself. The guy's research for when he decides to call someone out publicly is fucking YouTube comments that he's pinned. Yeah, man.
Oh my god, dude. What is this?
To call someone out publicly.
He said in his latest video where he's talking about a woman, except she's a mother, so there's nothing sexy about her. I was so taken aback I had to re-listen to what he said. That's insane. What? So this person saw a YouTube comment and then went super hard in a sort of conversation. Well, made that point in the conversation off the back of a bro. louismcclung is fucked. I mean, they're probably going to be able to continue their career, but like anyone that's paid attention to this, their credibility is absolutely fucked. It is done. How on earth can you claim to be any sort of decent YouTuber when you're going off of pure assertion and claims without even looking into it?
His fucking YouTube comments that he's pinned. Yeah, man, you definitely have all the nuance needed to talk about these topics.
And again, it's such a minor thing from him. Do I think that makes him a terrible person? Again, no. But it's comments like that come from him, as well as like a plethora of other comments that he's made that just come across that he's very I want to say slightly misogynistic, and I'm not throwing that term around loosely. I do think a lot of the things he says, he may not hate women per se, but when he makes comments like that, and again, the mother comment about how mothers can't be sexy. Again, I don't know if the context is.
Oh, don't worry. We're going to watch the Cope stream. Obviously, we've watched this now, so we'll have to skip when the video is playing. But I want to see this person's response. Apparently, it's hilarious.
The little ginger bundle of sticks needs to piss off back to his pirate ship. Bring your moldy roast beef with you, matey.
Drew, thank you for the £5. Appreciate it. Guys, you guys have been very generous today. I appreciate you all very deeply.
So I won't go too much.
It's so funny that you are both so confident in calling me a misogynist in your videos, but when somebody simply asks you to explain why I'm a misogynist, you can't do it. The reason that these two are struggling so much to answer a question that should be easy considering how confident they were, is because there's no evidence for it. Apart from 3 jokes, I guess, that you've taken out of context. This is why neither of you bring up the Gloria or Lola Bunny bullshit in this Papa Gut stream, because you know how silly you'd look if you did.
And that's the thing, he may not intend. But I would disagree. I think it was previously a more accepted term. Now it's more derogatory because of things like porn, because of the standards to women's genitalia. So I do think, especially maybe it's just not a part of the internet that you're on, but there is already so much discourse about the appearance of women's parts. And always in a negative way as well.
Oh,
so
are you trying to say that like the whole beef curtain thing is him saying that that's like an ugly vagina? Is that what you're trying to say?
No,
well,
I think
yeah. Some vaginas are fucking ugly. What do you want? Well, yeah, what, I mean, what? Yes, that's just the reality of it. Everyone's got a perception of it. And there is discourse about it. And spare me, please, spare me this fucking concern trolling bullshit virtue signaling nonsense about beef curtains. When there's absolutely tons of conversations about cocks, okay? Endless conversation about the size, shape, everything about cocks that women do, okay? Spare me. Yeah. Genitalia is going to be talking about a crash fashion. Deal with it.
If you ever see people online, and again, it's because of the side of the internet I'm on, because I talk about porn a lot, but if you ever see that term, it is always used as a way to insult the way...
Dontron became a member. Dontron celebrates 5 months of membership. It almost seems like Louis intentionally did zero research as if to give himself plausible deniability when the obvious lies get called out.
Thank you for the membership. Yeah, I mean, the lack of, I mean, for an edited video, it's just like, what are you doing? You fucking suck at this.
A woman's vagina look.
All I did was say the word beef curtains. I seriously don't understand how it's come to this level. Just using the term means nothing, or else all 3 of you would be raging misogynists. The context is so clearly jokey and not derogatory. The 2 of you are only latching onto it this much because there's no actual evidence of me being a misogynist, but for some reason, you would really want me to be.
Obviously, they use it in other terms, usually in kind of joking ways, so maybe that was a joke.
What do you mean, maybe it was a joke? Do you think that I randomly paused my video on Smart Schoolboy 9 to criticize women for not having porn star vaginas? You know that it was a joke. It's so obvious.
It's not necessarily that standing alone is the biggest issue, right? If that is the only thing he had done, we would not be here. It's the fact that it is on top of everything else, and in a vacuum it wouldn't do anything, but in this room with all of these different things that point towards him having a misogynistic tone or a mindset or being in these spheres online or having possibly in the past been in these spheres, it adds to this idea that he might have or still be in the mindset of somebody who is misogynistic, whether it's on purpose or not. And it's seeping into his content. That is what this kind of points towards. And it is still an issue if he doesn't, like, acknowledge that that is a derogatory term, and using it to refer to people is not necessarily a good thing.
You can't just say shit like that and provide no other evidence or examples. If there's other clips that prove that I'm a misogynist, then talk about them. You can't just levy these accusations against me and genuinely provide nothing, but here's another clip of them doing just that.
People like Katiclysm talked about it in their videos, specifically because she was somebody who was censored by him. him. But if you want to hear about that, definitely go watch the live stream that she still has posted.
This censoring thing was more just utter bullshit with no evidence or proof.
To this day, because, you know, she still very much stands by this information, as do I. But it's important to know that he also censors in different ways. Like, for instance, apparently at the start of one of his videos, he said to his audience to comment down below as if he had done something terrible, because Katiclysm had just released in stories on her Instagram about what he was saying and what he was doing. So to cover it up, he would censor those like Katiclysm who were actually talking about what he was actually doing, and then he would just ignore anything else that seemed like it would actually call him out, because everybody else was just following what
people.
Hey, they give it $2.
He asked them to do, which is borderline manipulative and honestly insane.
Again, another baseless accusation. I just thought it would be a funny joke. That's it.
If you proudly wore this on your chest, okay? If you were like, yeah, I'm still friends with Alex, yeah, you know what? And that's my choice, you guys can hate me for that. If you did that, I would actually still have a little bit of respect for you. But
hey!
RJ became a member.
Thank you for the membership.
The fact that you're running away from all of it, acting like you get to do this stuff and hide from it, even though you did it. You made all these decisions. You don't have to be friends with an abuser, but you chose to do so, and you want to hide it from your fans so that they don't know the kind of person you are. Dude,
I didn't do anything or make all of these decisions. You've completely made up the idea that I'm friends with an abuser. Why would I need to answer for that? There's no lying by omission, as you state in this video.
And to lie to them? To manipulate them, to avoid the truth. Maybe not so much lie, but to silence the truth. It might as well be lying.
I'm being truthful by not talking about it because there is nothing to talk about. I had already told Katiclysm in our call that I wasn't friends with him. I don't understand what else you want from me here.
Dude, just be truthful. Like, for instance, he made an Onision video, okay, that got taken down, flagged or whatever, and it basically almost took down his channel in his own words. Not to flex, but could never be me. Mine's still up. It's one of my biggest videos ever. You know, I don't mean to flex too hard, man. But in the wake of this, he, one, reposted the video, and two, to support him for working on reposting this video and whatnot, he made a Patreon. Okay, so that people who wanted to support him in the wake of this.
Yeah, this was another, dude. I don't think there was even a single good point that this person made in their video. I don't remember thinking anything was actually good or reasonable. Everything was shit. Everything was utter shit.
Minor devastation could. And this would also grant you access to a members-only Discord channel where you could talk with him and all of his other fans and whatnot about him and nothing but him. Whatever, right? But then Katiclysm released her video and people started talking and a lot of them started asking him questions about the situation. And you know what he did? He fucking deleted it all. Dude, I gotta get out of I gotta get the fuck out of here. Honestly, if I made a Patreon, I'd probably be like, what's the minimum you can do? Like a cent? Is that something you can do? When people start asking you questions and your first response is to be like, get rid of it all. I can't handle this. I can't handle this policing and
Hey, look, General Henry Munro's back. A total degenerate makes a shit video. Go figure, a world's first. Okay, I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's particularly novel. I'm just saying that it's, you know, I mean, it is what it is, isn't it?
Drama. Dude, if your audience, the only thing that makes you who you are on the internet says, hey man, I don't mean to be a jackass, but why are you being a jackass? And your first response is, shut up, you can't ask me questions.
At least shoot for an hour and come back, and of course Chud is staring at some cross-dressing freak. That was earlier. That was the Bo Black segment earlier, you missed that.
Get that, I'm deleting it all. You're gonna ruin my career. You don't deserve to have that career if you can't handle the stuff you cover in real life with some amount of class.
Once again, more assumptions. Here's the message that I left on my Discord before I took my Patreon down.
Okay. Right. So he stopped the Patreon. So he stopped the Patreon because he had enough money to not have to run one. Well, that actually seems good. That seems like a good thing. Hey guys, I really appreciate the constant support you guys have shown me in the channel. Recently, the channel has grown to the point where I no longer need a Patreon to support making the videos, and I'm super grateful that you guys have helped me out to get to that point. Help me get to that point. Because of this, I've decided to stop running the Patreon altogether. Sorry for being so inactive on the Discord recently whilst I've been working on the channel. To make up for it, I'll be refunding all of you for the last month of your support, as I truly value the generosity you've shown. I don't feel it's fair otherwise. Dude. I mean, obviously I would never do this, right? Once it's in my pocket, that's it. Anyway, how could you possibly take issue with this? And this is surely the kind of thing that you'd be able to find if you just spent the most minute amount of time looking at it, no?
There was simply no reason to have a Patreon anymore, considering how much income my channel was generating, and that's something that I am genuinely grateful for. But it really is just that simple. I don't know why everything I do is now somehow linked to this situation that is—
When was the next goal? Oh, we've got a new goal already. We're at 5 out of 20, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Keep the goal going.
Ultimately about nothing. It's also very interesting to me that you act so high and mighty about the fact that if you were to ever start a Patreon, you would only charge your fans 1 cent because you're that much of a nice guy.
Honestly, if I made a Patreon, I'd probably be like, what's the minimum you can do? Like a cent? Is that something you can do?
But you literally have channel memberships that start at £3 a month.
Oh! Bro, this guy is absolutely mogging. Uh-oh. Damn. Well, what's this, you little fucking hypocrite fucker?
Fine, have channel memberships, it's whatever, but who's the virtue signaler here exactly?
And nuance,
yes.
See, because what you lack is nuance. Being wrong.
I cannot wait to see their response to some of this stuff. I'm so fucking excited.
Is the quickest path
to
being right. Admitting your wrongs is the quickest path back to being a good person. Righting your wrongs, confessing your wrongs, being true to the people who support you and give you a job and a rent and a career, okay? That is what gives you anything.
There is no nuance in perpetuating a story about me when there is no proof at all.
What you lack is nuance.
It's incredibly hypocritical of you to claim that I lack the nuance to run my channel and that you have all the nuance, class, decency, empathy, and intelligence necessary to put yourself in the shoes of others and cover whatever topics you like. Where exactly was the nuance when you started off your videos on rape accusations and attempted murder with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure edits?
Oh my god, dude. This person is so wretched, moaning about this stuff. Doing these stupid edits. She raped me. That is fucking crazy.
A couple of meaningless jokes that I made 3 years ago somehow prove that I'm a raging misogynist and I don't deserve a career. But you're able to start your video off on rape accusations like this, and that's all fine and dandy.
Bro,
audience member.
Absolutely raped. This person just got absolutely raped. How would you respond to that? Just a blatant exhibition of how insanely hypocritical you are to complain about this when doing this yourself. Dude, it would be like me saying that someone is dealing... Dude, could you imagine if I was sat here watching... I was like, oh, this person's talking about a rape accusation. Not very tactful, is it? Eh? They're making a mockery of the whole thing. How dare they? How dare they do this? I'm fucking doing rape reviews.
My beautiful audience members, those who I cherish more than any earthly possession I have, because without you, I would have nothing.
You can't cherish or respect your audience that much if you're this willing to lie to their faces about another creator that you share that audience with. To call me a virtue signaler and talk to your audience like this is incredibly ironic.
So this is my proposition to you, you nuance-lacking goblin. Come on my show. Come on here. I will interview you unbiasedly. I will ask you questions. That is what I will do, okay? I'm offering you this proposition. I will interview you. If you feel as though you have no avenue for clearing your name, if there is really a way to clear your name, because you really need to clear this up.
So transparent.
Your audience, above all, deserves
Come on my show and help me make money on my content. Why do that when they can just absolutely rape you in their response on their own channel?
Truth from you.
You cannot make a video with baseless accusations and big lies to try and scare me into doing an interview for your YouTube channel. Who do you actually think you are? Offering me an interview as though you're doing me a favor when you've just lied about me for 20 minutes in front of 300,000 people. If you genuinely cared about this, you would not be trying to get a YouTube video out of it and turn it into a public display. And what you claim to have been attempts to keep this private are similarly fictitious. You say to Papa Gut on stream that you had tried to keep this private by messaging me and that I had blatantly ignored you.
It's important to hold yourself accountable for these things, and he's not letting anybody reach him about it. I even messaged him directly, and he ignored it. So when you do that, it honestly feels like a kind of just like really idiotic thing to do.
You had left a comment on my channel and messaged me on Instagram one day before
thing to do.
You had left a comment.
When are you going to talk about the drama involving you? Oh my god, dude. This person is such a fucking wretch. When are you going to talk about this thing involving you?
On my channel and messaged me on Instagram.
We need to talk. I have some very important questions you're probably going to want to answer. You have to respond to the situation involving you. Well, they've responded now, louismcclung, and you look like a total fucking moron. Unlucky.
One day before you decided to put your hit piece out on me. I hadn't even seen the notification that I had even been messaged by you until after your video was already out. But even if I had seen and responded to your message in time, the fact that your video was out so soon after tells me that you already had your mind made up. In fact, the reason that you probably don't bring up the fact that you messaged me in your video is because it was probably recorded before you even messaged me. To give me one day to respond to you and assume that if I don't respond, I must be a misogynistic abuse apologist is horrendously unfair. And even in these messages, you show the same level of ego and self-importance that you do in the video, claiming that we need to talk, that I'm required to answer your questions, and that I have to talk about the situation involving me. There is no situation, and we had exchanged like 10 messages before this. We're not friends at all, and I don't even know you. So whatever gave you the impression that you had the right to speak to me like this is beyond me. I do not have to talk about anybody or do anything that you want. I make YouTube videos, and that's that.
Yes. Oh my god, dude. Yes. Yes. Correct. Yes. This guy's so correct.
Will not let any of you bully me into doing what you like. I would have been perfectly cordial if you had spoken to me like a normal person, but you didn't. And by the way, neither did Katiclysm. From the moment I ignored her offer to join call with her and her friends, she had begun randomly messaging me unwarranted.
What is this? Why'd you unfollow me? I'm asking you questions. Oh my god, he's fucking lighting this bitch up as well. Why'd you unfollow me? I'm asking you questions privately before I ask them publicly. You are actually unbelievable. I hope you sleep well at night, knowing how much of a hypocrite you are. Can we recall the Discord call where you literally talk about the respect you still have for Alex? I respect how you cover up calling people out. It's so blindingly obvious you two were close. You should do a video on the shit talking Alex used to do about you. Content idea for you. Little wretched... Dude, I had this bitch pegged straight away, dude. 100% correct about this dumb bitch. And look at this. Look at how she behaves privately when she thinks no one's looking. Disgusting, wretched, busybody little freak. Ugh.
Hateful messages whenever she felt like it. Not only that, but she was also hearting comments on her YouTube channel.
Another man that makes a mockery of SA, but of course he would never do SA because he's above that. Smells like burning toast. So you're insinuating he's a pedo and you're hearting yourself by responding to that comment in chat, and you're suggesting that there's some implication he would do an SA. Bro, these people are totally deranged.
That accuse me of being a potential sexual assaulter. The fact that either of you act as though you were trying to be fair at any point, that you were trying to be respectful at any point, is honestly laughable.
This video about Jesse, I wanted to make it still with a little respect in my heart for him as a human.
Painting me out as a potential sexual assaulter goes beyond just hearting comments though. Katiclysm even justifies her harassment towards me as putting a stop to my future abuse, comparing me to her ex-boyfriend who she said had poured boiling water over her, and telling people that if she didn't...
Wow. That's not good.
Put a stop to me now, that I could end up like this.
That.
But in all seriousness, guys, you know...
Do not pour boiling water over women, okay?
This type of behaviour is only the beginning. You know, I've seen more often than not when stuff is just surface level, it gets worse and worse, you know? And I just want to...
Bro, this is insane. Out of nothing. Claiming this guy is some sort of future abuser. Bro, what the fuck, dude?
My people, and this isn't a pity party, but I've made a video before about this. I've been in a relationship with someone for 2 years who abused me. And I saw it progressively get worse and worse, you know? You start...
I hope it never happens again. I really hope this person doesn't get abused again. That would be terrible.
Not very nice, a little bit angry, a lot of apologies. You end the relationship having boiling water thrown down your front, being called every word under the sun being thrown to the ground, multiple terrible things happening to you. And how did it start? With the little things.
I mean, to be honest with you, if a woman acted like this around me, having boiling water thrown over her would be the least of her fucking problems.
It always starts off small, and it's not something that people should think when, because if you say, oh, don't call them out for that small thing, then you're implying that small things should just be let go. When it comes to women and abuse, no, small things shouldn't be.
I hope I don't need to explain how genuinely horrific an allegation like this is when the only piece of evidence that you have is an annoying orange joke and a follow on Instagram. I am very sorry that this happened to you, Katie, but it is simply not an excuse for you to levy these baseless...
Me too. I am shaking my head in disapproval at all of that. It's terrible.
Accusations against me.
I said, I'm asking you questions privately before I ask them publicly. So here, ladies and gentlemen, we have an example of me giving him a pretty good chance to even just explain himself. I'm not saying that I would have been his friend if he had. I would have still thought that you are an ignorant idiot, okay? But I wanted to give him the chance to explain, because who knows, there could have been something going on there.
This is not you giving me a chance to explain myself. This is just a threat. Why would I want to engage with you after finding out that you're screenshotting messages in real time and are now threatening me? It's very clear here after finding out that you're
Oh, this was also cut out of their video too. Right, well, there's no hard feelings on my end. I'm just going to put an end to this because it's making me uncomfy. Delete all the messages too. I mean, you can delete them, but like it changes nothing you said. Oh my God. This person's a fucking psychotic freak. I'm going to need to hear the guy's story on this. I need to hear the abuser's side of the story before I conclude on that one. This is like deranged behavior, man. I'm asking you questions privately before I ask them publicly. Yeah, that comes across as quite threatening, I would say. I'd agree with that.
Screenshotting messages in real time and are now threatening me. It's very clear here that you do not have good intentions. I just don't understand what editing for Alex makes me guilty of. I'm being witch hunted for my previous employment. We were never close. In fact, you literally make the claim that he would regularly shit talk me.
And I also want to add a really hilarious addition to this situation, which makes it the fucking icing on the cake. Alex used to chat shit about Jesse, and I mean, he would criticize his work, he would say he was shit, he said all sorts. He said that his work was just terrible. Like, it's insane. Like,
I want to know the ethnicity of the abuser.
You're defending someone, Jesse, that didn't like you and was two-faced to you.
You even messaged me this saying you should do a video on the shit talking Alex used to do about you. Content idea for you. But just one message previous, you say that it's blindingly obvious the two of us were close. Based on what? An annoying orange joke. I literally apologized to you about that joke on call as well. Even though Lewis is claiming that I just hung up and ran away. And on this Papa Gut stream, he says that if I had just apologized privately, none of this ever would have happened.
Continued to deflect and ignore and lie to cover up that initial incident, when that initial incident wouldn't have become such a big issue if he had just addressed it when everybody asked him to, right? When, like, to those people, not even publicly, right? If he had just apologized privately, this never would have been a situation, but he continued to make it a problem, right? He created this giant cascading event that could have been avoided by him just being less of a, you know, weirdo about it.
I don't know what Katie told you about the call that we had, but I did apologize privately to her in this call about the screenshots. I said it was really dumb to respond in the way I did and that I should have ignored it. She even goes on to admit this later on in the stream.
One-on-one, when we had this phone call, he admitted that it was wrong. I don't know if that was reiterated in the video that you just watched, but he told me he shouldn't have said it.
Yeah.
And that he should have taken it more seriously.
And even on the pinned comment she wrote on the stream about me, she says that I had indeed apologized for the screenshot. Despite this, Lewis says that all I needed to do was apologize in private and none of this would have happened. I did apologize for the message privately and it ended up meaning nothing. I don't know what else was expected or wanted from me. It seems as though no matter what I had done, you would have found a way to justify that I don't deserve a career and that your harassment towards me is necessary.
Let's say it was just a needless joke, okay? He's still deleted messages. he still had to apologize for it in private.
So in a few minutes, we've gone from, if he had apologized in private, none of this ever would have happened, to, well, actually, he did apologize in private, but that's exactly why this has to happen. Because his apology is proof that he's guilty and deserves what he's getting from us. What you're basically saying here is that no matter what I would have done, I would have been fucked. If I don't apologize, then I'm running away from it all, but if I do apologize, I'm somehow admitting to defending and supporting abuse.
Yeah, it is a no-win situation. Absolutely. God, this is like actually, you know, I know that the original video was sucked anyway, but this is actually like a really crazy good response. You're completely rebuking everything about the original video. Thank you, Hey Dance, for the $2. Appreciate you. Thank you very much for the goal. A very noble goal indeed. Thank you.
I really appreciate the class, nuancy, and dignity from you here, Lewis.
What you lack is nuance.
Both you and Katiclysm talk constantly about how you're the perfect YouTubers, how unlike everybody else, you have no skeletons in your closet, and so you don't need to live in constant fear of being exposed.
I don't have anything about me that anybody can expose. I don't plan on doing anything terrible, and it means that I can come online and equally judge people. Anybody that can't or say they can't talk about stuff is usually because they have stuff to hide themselves, or they're panicking because they're somehow linked.
Do you know what it feels like to see all of these commentary YouTubers dropping like flies? It worries me. Because, personally, I don't have any skeletons in my closet. I've had a very boring life, okay? I've been a straight edge kid. I've been I was in one musical. You know, I didn't have many friends. I kind of just watched shows, stayed inside, and didn't shower enough as a child. You know, I was a very cloistered individual. I didn't do anything, okay? But that kind of makes me the perfect YouTuber in a way, even though my life kind of sucked and I suffered with a lot of depression because of it.
I'm a total freak loser, actually.
But somehow I still worry that I'm going to be involved with some person and they're going to turn out to be terrible.
Another reason why people like Alex get away with it for so long is that people have dirt on each other. The reason why I'm able to make this video, and potentially not many other people, is because I've done absolutely nothing wrong with my time online.
What about when you made a video on a transgender woman that was so ignorant and transphobic that you had to delete it? Your first video on Lily Tino is now only available on Papa Gut's Stream VOD now, because you deleted the original. I'm not even criticizing you for doing so, because the original was genuinely offensive. But it's just very ironic considering how much you're criticizing me from running away.
I mean, obviously, I personally don't care about fucking that person is deranged, make as much transphobic content as you want. But the fact that the woman is trying to be so precious about being so perfect, okay, this is like using the woke tactics against them. So I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Let's go.
Away from my issues and hiding stuff from my audience.
I just want to also say, on behalf of Alice, like, she's had so many absolute idiots come online and exploit the situation, leak DMs she didn't want to be leaked, and just genuinely be insensitive.
Do you not realize that you are literally leaking private DMs as you complain about people leaking private DMs? Not only did you leak everything on your stories and on this stream, but you even leaked it to louismcclung and later admitted that you were recording the call between us.
I understand that. Did you happen to record the conversation you had with him?
The really annoying thing is I did, and I had it on my computer for a really long time. My boyfriend edits my videos and it was on an SD card. I'm trying to figure out how to retrieve it. But then when I've spoken to people about like whether I'd be able to like, you know, release it, it's a different story because I didn't tell him I was recording.
Yeah. And the only reason you hadn't posted this recording yet is because you were scared of being sued, which you admitted in this tweet. Because
oh my god, dude.
Posted this recording yet is because you were scared of being sued, which you admitted.
Being a content creator, then you want to expose some people so bad, but you know they're gonna, Alice is gonna sue you, so you're forced to sit silently.
Okay, that's wonderful.
I'll do it.
But how do
I got your back at every
money
step.
off depressed people?
Hey, thank you for the super chats. Appreciate it. Thank you. Also, so how does that work then? So they actually recorded the call. So how the fuck? How the fuck are you going to sit there and act like it's some way of avoiding it? Can you give me a Fortnite challenge? Yeah.
In this tweet, because obviously
if you give me another bunch of donos, I'll do it later. Sure.
You were doing it all without my knowledge or consent. Katiclysm even says that we had a nice conversation where I gave her good advice about YouTube.
But when I asked him explicitly, because he reached out to me and he seemed nice, to be fair, like he was friendly to me, he was okay. He explained a lot about like what I should do differently on YouTube, but it's kind of like a little bit irrelevant.
How this has been spun into me trying to flirt and mansplain how to be a better YouTuber for 2.5 hours and then run away when the screenshot was brought up is insane to me. Forgive me for trying to make friends in the space and being nice. Trust me, I won't be making that mistake again. To claim that I'm running away from you or the situation is also ridiculous. Because I'm not being funny, Katie, but why the fuck would I ever respond to messages like these ones?
Yes,
Katiclysm is
true.
threatening me, bullying me, and in her stream about me, the majority of it is her just insulting me.
You've never seen a vagina in real life, have you, Jesse? That's all I'm going to say.
Alongside baseless
Oh my
accusations
God,
with no
dude.
actual substance. This was never going to be a fair conversation. She even says on the Papa Gut stream that she never intended to make any of this public, but then on that very same stream admits that she was recording the call without my knowledge or consent.
And I wasn't planning on talking about it publicly.
If you were never planning to make this a public thing, why were you recording the call that we had? Why were you threatening to make this public?
Yep.
And why were you excitedly tweeting out about how much you wanted to
True,
expose me? Just
October
a
6th.
reminder, by the way, that Lewis was accusing me of being weird because I wanted to call. If we had to pick who was being weird here, is it me for trying to have a casual conversation with another YouTuber, or is it the one who was literally planning to entrap me over nothing from the start? There was never an attempt to get the truth or anything of the sort. This was always about trapping me and ending my career because I made a joke about the annoying orange. I thought we were having a casual conversation. I had no idea that I was being recorded whilst I was being interrogated about my former employment and my former boss, whom I have no involvement with. As far as I'm concerned, I made a stupid joke because I was annoyed that people were messaging me about my former boss. The fact that this has been blown to this scale over one throwaway joke that I didn't think much of at the time is terrifying. The two of you constantly talk about how you don't want to cancel me.
That I'm not intending to cancel him. I've spoke about this before. I don't particularly believe in cancel culture. It's kind of cringe. It defeats.
Come on, Chud. DankyJabo clearly didn't want to have it on record. That's fine. He's allowed to do that. But wanting to call and then deleting messages both point there. I mean, yeah, I just can't bring myself to care about that. That's just a complete nothing. Who fucking cares? Some private convo to try and it's a total bullshit nothing thing. Like there's nothing. There was never any story here in the first place. And they spun up a story into some crazy level. I mean, the proof is in the pudding as well. Both these people have backed down. Completely. Absolutely backed down.
Defeats the whole purpose of holding people accountable because it just is ridiculous most of the time.
I only wish what he has brought on himself. Okay, his own decisions. I don't want him to be canceled. I don't want him to lose a job. I don't want him to be thrown off the face of the earth or sent into a pit or whatever. What I want is for him to tell his audience the truth and stop lying to them.
I don't even think necessarily that Jesse, DankyJabo should just disappear offline and never return.
Let's be honest. If you didn't want to cancel me, you would not have approached me in the way that you did. You would not have made this many baseless accusations against me that do not accurately represent the conversations that took place between us. You wouldn't excitedly be tweeting about how much you wanted to expose me, and you wouldn't be saying shit like this on stream.
And it makes me feel like sad. Like I just want to like log into his channel and delete it. Like it needs to be deleted.
I don't know about you.
It needs to be deleted. Right, okay. Just a lying bitch. You do want to cancel him. You think his channel should be deleted. So you do want to cancel him, obviously. Otherwise, why would you? That's contradictory.
But those do not sound like the words of somebody who doesn't want me cancelled.
This video about Jesse, I wanted to make it still with a little respect in my heart for him as a human, right? He needs to live, he needs to make money, right? That's why I make it clear I don't want to end his career. That's not at all my prerogative.
Was it respectful when Katiclysm recorded a call without my knowledge or consent? Was it respectful when you uploaded a video on me giving me only one day to respond during the holidays? Was it respectful when you baselessly accused me of cheating on my girlfriend by flirting with Katiclysm? Was it respectful when you took 2 jokes I made 3 years ago about cartoon characters as proof that I'm a misogynist? Was it respectful when you told your audience that I was spreading racist rhetoric because of what was once again a harmless joke? Both of you have been anything but respectful. You have both tried to bully me into making an apology and levied your audiences against me. These lies and baseless accusations have been greatly damaging not just to my YouTube channel, but also to my personal life. And it's all based on pure conjecture, which is very ironic considering that you guys accuse accuse me of trying to manipulate my audience when I have done everything to try and avoid being dragged into this petty gossip and drama. It's very clear to me that we had a very different upbringing and come from two very different parts of the world. To put jokes in your video that you know were jokes and use them to label me as a misogynist, as spreading racist rhetoric, and as an abuse apologist, I don't think I need to even explain how ridiculous that is at this point. This is my one and only response. We'll be right back to making normal videos now.
Dude. Absolutely, utterly, unrepentantly destroyed in every conceivable way. Just spot on. The only small L is the asexual thing, but I can let that slide because he's obviously, I think, more from the progressive aspect, so whatever, I don't really care that much about that. You know, other than that small L, he 2v1 them. He literally 2v1 them. Bro, 2 women coming for him and he just absolutely destroyed them. So first of all, let's have a look at Katiclysm's response. And then we'll go look at this. So normally I don't like doing a react to a react. But I wanted to watch that in its entirety to get it, to take it all in, okay? I'm told that this person's response is insane content. And I don't know what to expect exactly, but we'll have a look.
How do I make money off depressed people?
He did cook, indeed. Thank you for the super chat.